Welcome back to another episode, one of the hottest podcasts on the planet, Talks with AJ podcast. I'm in the building with my brother Jay, getting ready to chop it up on segment 2. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, man. I was really feeling the first segment, man.
Yeah,
it was very inspirational, man. Very motivational, man.
Yeah, one thing about it is like everybody got a story, and you got to tell it, because there's somebody else who probably going through something that you're going through, or they're almost going through it, and they got to hear it. They got to hear it from somebody that look like them,
right?
That been through it. So hey, if I know it, if I got it, I'm gonna give it.
Gotcha. But before we get started, man, the topic is going to be when you stop learning, you stop earning. No, the moment you stop learning, you stop earning, right? So how do you feel about that, man?
The thing about it is, it's a lot of ways you can look at it. From you can look at it corporate, you can look at it street. Corporate, boom, right? You, in order to move up, they require either more education, they require qualification. So if you don't keep going, learning or getting whatever you got to get, you're gonna make more money.
Correct.
Say you turn around the other coin, you look at it like the street way. If you know anything about the streets, every so often it's a turnover.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's never the same. Always, no, it's a turnover. So you got to be able to learn what's going on, learn how to adapt, learn how to stay out of, learn how to get out of in order to make $1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I look at it the same way. Like you gotta learn. You gotta open up your mind. You gotta be able to. You gotta be able to take from somebody else to get to the next level, so you can keep surviving, keep making money, keep thriving, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I agree with you, man. I agree with that, especially with the advancement of AI, man. It's predicted 75 million jobs are going to be lost, right? And I do feel sorry for the people that don't want to learn, right? By incorporating, because me personally, I think everyone should be using AI or trying to learn AI, man, to get with the program. Because you see what's going on right now, man, with this AI thing, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
AI is like, you be hearing about that futuristic and all that, blah, blah, blah. And when you see, you be like, whoa, it's here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can see it on the gram. You can see it with the people.
You see the effects.
Yeah, you see like the posts. It'd be like influencer.
Right.
It's not a real person. It's AI.
Right.
You like, golly, it looks so real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And another thing too, right? There's a lot of people that they don't like technology.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't like something that's not going nowhere, you're going to get left out.
You're going to get left out. Yeah, man. Because this technology serious. Because you have some individuals that can't use basics, like just basic, how you say that, man, with the computers, like just basic, they don't have like basic computer skills.
Yeah, they're not computer literate.
Right? Not even on a smartphone.
Well, what about this, right? Think about it, right? Let's go. Let's take it back a little bit. When the last time you wrote a check?
It's been a long time.
All right, think about it. So now, like, imagine you got to pay something. They'll make up a check number.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So think about that. Remember when that was going on?
Yeah.
Like, I had a couple of checkbooks.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You going from no checks to they doing they picking a number. All right, boom, that's the check number.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you got that. Right? That was way whatever then when that was. Now you got AI. See that gap?
Yeah. Yeah. It is serious, man. Like me, how I continue to learn and just stay ahead of the curve, man. Like I like to read books or magazines. One of the magazines I like to read is the Business Journal magazine. There's a lot of information in there because earlier you spoke about real estate. It basically, it talks about new buildings, new real estate that is being built, especially here in Miami. You could see it, man. You know, on our way here, we seen about what 4 or 5 cranes building these new real estate developments, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, where that comes from, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that comes from education. You know, getting with the right people. And go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and another thing too, when you said about reading, I remember like my sister, she used to read a lot, and like after a while, I used to notice like the way she talk, the way she think, like it was different, and she was able to grasp a lot of things a lot better because her mind was opened up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that helped her elevate in her career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't just look at it as one thing. It's everything. You know what I'm saying? You know there's that saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
I do everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you gotta be open so that you can get with the program. You gotta get with the program.
Yes.
So you can know how it affects you. You can know how you can move forward. You can know how you could adjust.
Yes.
What you can take, what you can't take, and how you can protect yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because me, I believe in progression, man. I'm trying to earn more, man, not lose more, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even with this inflation, I'm not making no excuses, man. I'm just trying to find a way just to make more money, right?
I mean,
I'm not going to be in the victim mindset. Oh man, this inflation, man. Damn, I'm losing money. Hell no. I'm gonna get with the program and trying to find a way. Cause man, we're in Miami. This is like one of the richest cities, man, in the United States of America.
Listen.
So you think I'm not gonna try to find a way to earn more or whatever? So I'm not gonna stop learning. I'm gonna keep learning, man.
Think about it like this, right? Just because somebody's losing money, that don't mean somebody else is not making money.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like you gotta learn, so you won't be the person that's losing money and not knowing how to make the money. Because you know you gotta make the money in a recession. People still making money.
Yeah, up top.
Everybody was not screaming, "Oh, I'm broke, I'm poor, I'm this." A lot of people was like, "Yo," it was like sharks in the water. It was like sharks in people was really eating. Like people are not gonna stop eating. The sharks are not gonna stop circulating. They're not gonna go away. They're here to stay. So you gotta learn how to adapt. You gotta learn how to maneuver. You gotta learn. Like ain't no way around it. You're a human. What you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you have to feed yourself and feed your family, right?
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, you got to really think about it. So let me ask you this. So what are some of the things you would say you incorporate in your life that keep you ahead of the game, to keep learning so that you don't fall back on the wayside, right? Especially with technology. Is there like anything you learned like you picked up on?
Well, you know, like early, you know, I didn't say I was techie, but I always was inquisitive.
Yeah.
So I always got an open mind. I'm always open minded. So that's first thing first. So if I could learn something, if I could hear something, if it's a gym, if whatever, I'm open to it. You know what I'm saying? Then I process it. Then I go from there. If there's a way that I could get to C and I got to do A and B, I'm going to learn how to do A and B the best way for me. So I'm always open-minded. So I think that's the first thing. You got to be open-minded. You can't rebel. You can't rebel or go against something that you don't understand or you don't know.
Yeah.
Learn it. Be open to hear it out first.
Yeah.
And then go from there. A lot of people, they prejudge and they kind of close off a lot of doors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You put
Without
yourself in
trying.
a box.
Yes.
Why would I put myself in a box? Remember, you got to adapt. I adapt to my environment.
Yes. Yes.
So
exactly.
How you going to adapt if you're not learning how to adapt?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to be open-minded. Once you're open-minded, then, okay, boom. Now you see, all right, whatever the change is, whatever you're trying to get to, whatever you're trying to do, how can you get there?
Yeah.
What I got to do? Do I got to learn how to do this? Do I got to learn how to move this way? Do I got to learn how to stay out of that? And then you go from there.
Right, right.
So open-minded first, then processing it. You know what I'm saying? You got to process the information.
So how do you feel about the old heads, though? You know, like the older heads that just, you know, that refuse to like get on board, man. They just feel like, Because don't get me wrong, man, I would hear a few religious folks. You know, religious folks, they look at AI like 666 or, you know, like like it's devilish and stuff, you know. And I'm like, man, hey, this is the way of the world, man. You gotta, you know, you gotta adapt. So what do you think about that, man?
I feel like see, like there's a handful of older people. They just in the way.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, you're just in the way.
Yeah.
Like you're in the way for no reason. Like you don't got no good gems to drop off. You just in the way. Then you got the older people that they drop off gems.
Yeah.
You got older people that's trying to learn. They trying to adapt. They adapt. They ain't want to, but they adapt. Like for example, they went from the flip phone to the touch screen. That's a big adaptment.
Heck yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So those kind of people, now they realize the world has changed. So guess what they do? They see a younger person, they try to drop gems off to a younger person.
Yeah.
They trying to tell you about something that happened in their time. They looking at things different. And those are the people that I feel like are the older people that, yeah, I want to hear something from them. Yeah, I want to get them gems so that I could see how can I get to where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
How can I incorporate what I know, what I'm getting to where I'm going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's what it is. You gotta know where you come from, what's going. You gotta know the past, the present, to know where you want to go.
Go in the future.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the older people, like, is two categories for me. Either you in the way, or let me get them gems about you.
Right. Or your inspiration.
Yeah, let me get them gems about you.
Yeah, off you.
Let me
and you
get
can
it.
incorporate it with what you already know.
Exactly.
Right. And just take off from there.
Yeah.
Right. And you become a higher earner. You
Yeah.
can use that and become a higher earner.
Of course.
Right.
Because, like, for example, right, if I did something good or bad, especially if it was bad, you don't think you want to learn from the bad so you won't repeat it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Like, why would you want to repeat the bad step? Don't you want to skip over that and be better? You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, of course, man.
So I want to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Of course. And it's crazy, man, because, like, when I talk to my girls, when I talk to my daughters, and I always tell them, like, look, man, girls, look here, sweethearts, get with the program. Learn this AI stuff, man. Don't fall behind. Like, I want you guys to learn. I don't want you guys to think like employees. I want you guys to think like entrepreneurs or whatever, you know. And I always tell my daughters, like, look, man, working for check to check is not the way.
No.
I mean, even though that's what we were taught, but I would say that this generation, I would say, they don't have that mindset like our generation have. Because, you know, our generation was just taught to work.
Yeah.
Right. With no plan. You know, just go to work, no plan. But with this generation, they're like, nah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to become a content creator. You know, like they're doing different things. Like
they're doing different things. Some of them want the easy way out, but they're doing different things.
They're doing different things. You know what I'm saying? They're getting to it. So I can't hate on that, you know, because you will see, I do see, like, older heads sometimes will hate on the youngins because the youngins found a way. They found the easier route.
They don't understand, or they just plain hating.
Right, exactly. They found the easy route, and how they did that was just, you know, studying, or somebody dropped a gem on them and they ran with it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the reason why I would say that I commend this generation. Was it Gen Z or whatever?
I don't even.
I think it's Gen Z. I may be right, I may be wrong.
They in a different bracket.
Different bracket, man.
I remember, like, I remember I told you I seen this lady young lady on a gram, and she was just like, I think she had a conversation with her dad, and she was like, yo, she said, why you ain't even try? And he answered her and was like, he ain't know how.
Yeah.
They ain't know how.
Right.
And I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about it. So that was our parents' generation.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So think about how they looking at what's going on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our kids looking at it like, yo, this has been going on. But it's really new.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a sense, is you kind of got to be open minded, and yeah, you do got to get with the program
You got
because
to, man.
it's here. It ain't going nowhere.
It's omnipresent.
It's going.
Yeah.
It's going. I remember like when my kids when they was doing like TikTok when they first started TikTok, I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, growing up how I grew up, the camera for a nigga like nah. That's like you let females do that type of stuff.
Yeah, type of stuff. Yeah.
You know, like, and then looking at them, I'm like, okay. My son talking about he edit. I'm like, edit.
Yeah.
Okay, you edit?
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? You fast forward and you think like, damn. Instead of like looking or frowning on that, you supposed to nurture that and like, yeah, you like computers? Yeah, keep going.
Think
Like,
about how important editing is now, man.
come on.
Think how important that
Think
is.
about
That's
it.
very important.
Think about
you
it.
can make a living off of editing, man.
Think about it.
Yeah, but continue though, bro. Continue.
Yeah, so I look at it different now. So then I think not too long ago, I asked them, yo, what y'all want to do? They talking about they were like entrepreneur types. I'm like,
See?
huh? And I'm like, yo, in my family, I got examples of entrepreneurs
Yeah.
in different eras. And to see and hear that, it's like, dang, you know what? I gotta nurture everything. You know what I'm saying? So that they can have the best possible chance
Yeah.
to get to wherever they trying to get to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, for me, it's just keeping that open mind. Not being like some of them old heads.
Just stagnant, just
Or in the way.
closed-minded, in the way, gatekeepers.
Nah,
Right.
giving them the gems that I got. Trying to get them to the tools that they need
Yeah.
and let them go
Yeah.
and see how, you know what I'm saying? See how that grow. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, man. I agree.
Yeah.
And I believe too, man, and I believe incorporating good habits too, man. You know, having good habits will get you to the top as well, man. You got to incorporate good habits, man. You know, just staying on the grind, just doing the things that just because one of the hardest things to do is doing the same thing every day. Just imagine you're just doing the same thing every day, but not knowing that's what's going to get you to the top, right?
Yeah.
Having that discipline and having those good habits or whatever, keeping an open mind, right? That's what's going to get you to the top to become that higher earner in life,
Yeah.
right? And you won't have to struggle financially,
Yeah.
right? You're going to always, like, it ain't going to be about the money anymore.
No, it ain't supposed to be about the money.
Exactly.
It ain't supposed to be about the money.
Exactly.
If you do what you're supposed to do, the money gonna come.
It's going to follow.
Just do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It ain't about the money.
Yeah, exactly, man.
But to raise up a point, right? When I was in the military, crazy, years and years and years ago, boom. I remember a phrase, they'd be like, pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
Pay attention to detail. And like, I didn't realize that right there, how much that played in my life after that. Because I pay attention to the smallest detail. I could do something over and over and over, and that one thing would stand out, and I would catch it.
Yeah.
It stick out. Like, it might not stick out to you, it might not stick out to somebody else, but it stick out to me because paying attention to detail was something that was like embedded.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to have that thing, the discipline. You got to have that mindset of being different in order to get to where you want to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though it might not look like that to everybody else.
Yeah.
It might look like you're doing the same thing over and over. But as long as you got a plan, as long as you got a vision of it, keep going.
Man, you just said a mouthful.
Yeah,
man.
'cause-
did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what my brother just said?
It's gonna pay off.
It's
I'm
gonna pay
telling
off.
you.
Right.
Like, all you gotta do is just don't worry about the left or the right. Just go forward.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man.
And you can't go forward without learning.
Yes.
You can't go forward without having an open mind. Because if you shut off to the world, if you close-minded and all that, how far can you get?
Good. And let me ask you this, though. Yeah, I agree with that. But let me ask you this, though, right? With do you force, like when you talk to the boys, do you force college on them? Do you tell them, son, you got to go to college, or is either you go to college or you know what I'm saying? You know how we grew up.
Yeah.
With our parents, we had to go to college.
Shoot.
We either became a doctor or a lawyer or engineer.
Listen,
it was
man,
one of those schools, man.
Listen,
I couldn't do nothing
as a
outside
kid
of that, man.
It was like, what you want to be?
Right.
Yo, I kind of like I used to like drawing. Then it was like somehow translate to engineer.
Yeah.
For a long time, I wanted to be engineer. I was good at math, so I wanted to be engineer. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like my mom. She went further in schooling. It's like she was like a nurse in Haiti.
Right.
My dad, I think, from my understanding, he had like a middle school education.
Okay.
All of me and my siblings, we all got at least a bachelor's.
Yeah. You guys graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody got a bachelor's, bare minimum, right? My kids, I would love for them to have a master's
Right.
because I want them to be better than me. But I realized like the way our parents' generation with college and everything, college is not everything.
It's not everything.
You got people who go 1 semester, 2 semesters, and they are brilliant and they are successful.
Right.
So
And they're high earners.
I feel like, college is a box.
Yeah.
I feel like college is a tool that you can use,
Yes.
but I'm not going to put you in that box.
Yes.
So when I ask them, I don't necessarily try to force the college on them. I'm trying to see what they trying to do, and my job is to help them navigate to try to get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's college, it's college.
If it's trade school, trade school.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna force it because
Right.
like
Right.
it's a box.
Right.
Everybody don't fit in the box. I don't fit in the box. You don't fit in the box.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put them in the box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So-
even if they don't go to trade school, but they found a different route that is successful and it's paying them. I'm not gonna force my kid to go to college, right? Just like when my daughters, like I remember when my oldest daughter, when she was going to school, before she made a decision to go to college, I said, look, sweetie, you don't have to go to college. You know, like college is not the only route. Just find what works for you and what you're comfortable with and what you're passionate about and go. Because so many people go to college, they waste money, waste time.
Yes, sir.
And you have people that have 4 or 5 degrees and they still at the bottom. And they're not even working in their career field.
Yeah, you got those too.
Think about that. You know, thinking about that. Right? So and sometimes too, just because you got 4 or 5 degrees doesn't mean that that's it. You know, some people just stop there.
If you got 4 or 5 degrees, that just means you got 4 or 5 degrees.
Right. That's it. Right.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, college is not what it used to be as far as like it's the tool that you need to be successful. Success, I look at success as like a person that either got lucky or they put in the work. That's it. You got lucky, you put in the work. You know what I'm saying? You put in the work, you're gonna get success.
You're gonna get success.
If you're lucky, you might get success.
That's like playing the lotto.
Playing lotto, or your mama or your daddy then set you up.
Right.
You got lucky.
Right.
But other than that, you gotta work. And then if they put you in that position, you still gotta work to keep it.
By learning.
Yeah.
You gotta learn. You gotta
adapt.
You gotta adapt.
Yeah.
Right.
Because think about it. Yeah. My mama could have left me $500,000. But if I don't learn how to maneuver that 500,000, if I don't learn how to adapt into the environment and make that 500,000 grow, guess what?
You're gonna go broke because you didn't acquire new skills.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't acquire new skills.
Yeah.
Now, as long as we here, we gotta always be learning, man.
Yeah, you got to.
And that's something that I learned, man.
Yeah, you don't gotta be in school to learn.
Yeah,
you just gotta.
You have to continue learning, reading books at all times, man. That's the only way you're gonna stay ahead. Because look at these billionaires, man. Look at these billionaires.
Even adapting to your environment, you're learning. You're learning to adapt. So you still gotta learn.
Yeah.
Like there's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep an open mind, and you'll learn something.
Yeah.
You'll learn something to your betterment.
To your betterment.
So that's how I look at it. Like, you know, you're human. Like we adapted. So that's what you got to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you just keep that mindset and you adapt, you learn, guess what? You'll use the technology that's going on. You'll use the AI that's going on, and you're going to take it further.
And incorporate it.
Think about it.
But you know.
The wheel been invented how many years ago? You don't got to reinvent the wheel.
Real. Just, yeah.
It's already here.
Yeah.
AI is here. Go
It's
ahead, just
already
use
here.
it.
Yeah.
Take off.
Yeah.
It's here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we had to make a wheel, then nah, man,
That's
go
different.
ahead.
It's already here.
It's here.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, we're in an era where you can be an overnight success. You can be overnight whatever you want to be overnight.
Yeah. Quick. Yes. Yeah. Especially in this era.
Yeah.
Especially in this era. You're right, man.
And guess what? It's
Yeah.
two ways. You either got to work towards it and hit that overnight, or you got to be lucky
Yeah.
and hit the overnight. But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, man.
Work success.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still go back to the learning.
Yeah, see, my brother dropping gems on y'all, man.
You still, yeah. So that's how I look at it. You still got to learn. Like, no matter what the age bracket, the age, whatever, the age restriction, you still got to learn. You still learning is something that is paramount to our existence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. Like, yo, just learn.
I remember one time, man, I went to this McDonald's. I went to a McDonald's, I believe it was on 125th.
Yeah.
And there was an older Haitian guy that was working in the McDonald's, and he was speaking to this older white gentleman. But one of the other workers, she was kind of like hating on the older man or whatever,
yeah.
because I guess the older white gentleman was giving him gems. And he basically was saying in Creole, he's not going to put his head, he's not going to box himself in without learning. And you know, and I overheard him saying that or whatever. He was like, man, and the problem with our people sometimes, we box ourselves in. It's like we give up. We don't even try. We don't even like a person could come to you and drop some gems on you, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even take heed to even try to see if it's going to work for you or not. And that's the reason why I see why this phrase that's always been amongst, you know, urban culture.
Yeah.
The game is to be sold and not told, right?
Okay,
because
okay.
when you sell it to a person, they're going to use it.
Yeah.
But if I just give it to you for free, you ain't going to use it.
Because they invested.
Because they invested.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So that's very important.
Yeah, you're right. Because when you look at it, like, you could be telling somebody something, they don't take heed to it.
Don't take heed.
Now,
man.
when you taking the time, the money from them, now they're a little bit more open to it.
Yeah.
Because now they invested. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, man.
But shout out to Zoe, man, because it's a lot of people that ain't trying to.
Yeah.
They trying to stay in a box because the box is comfortable.
It's real comfortable.
You know what I'm saying?
You know that, man.
You could pat it. You could pat the walls in the box.
You're safe.
You could put the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You safe.
Yeah.
You safe, man.
Nah.
Yeah, you safe. I feel you, man. Because when you learning, man, it's just you on that journey. You like, damn, you know, you don't know. You just, but you can't have a scarcity mindset too.
No.
You know, in the process of learning, man, you gotta be ready to fail. You know, like when I have conversations with my sister, I'll be like, man, I don't care if I fail or whatever. I'ma always take risks. I'ma always try something. You know, I don't care. Like me, I don't care about losing money if I'm investing in something. Cause guess what? I know it's gonna come back because I'm gonna put in the work.
Yeah, that's
You know
the
what
work.
I'm saying? It's the work, like you said. You know, I'm not afraid to fail at all. I'm not afraid.
You got to
man.
think about it, right? When you think about success and all that, everybody don't achieve success the first try.
Right.
The only difference between them and everybody else is they kept trying. So if you keep trying, like at some point, you're going to succeed.
Right.
If you don't try, you will never. You're not going to reach it.
Gotcha.
So you got to keep trying.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So but it's all in the person. It's either in you or it's not.
Right.
So if it's in you, you're not gonna give up. You're gonna find a way.
Gotcha.
And that's just how some people are built or wired.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I appreciate that, bro,
Yeah.
man. You've been dropping some gems on us, man.
No, thank you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys for tapping in with me or whatever. I have my brother Jay with me. Hey, man, we live or whatever. You know, I appreciate your guys' feedbacks, your comments. Please don't forget to subscribe drop your comments. And if you have any questions or any topics you would like for me to discuss, hey, go ahead and hit me up. Let me know. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Talks with AJ. That's my YouTube channel. You can also follow my Instagram, Talks with AJ Podcast. That's my Instagram. And you can also follow Jay at JCashCo. Hey, thank you for tapping in with us, and we out. Peace.